Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, I want to follow up where I left off yesterday as it relates to the president, Donald Trump, as well as the march on Washington and all the shenanigans that happened at the Capitol and the aftermath and the comments. And I want to begin with the Wall Street Journal this morning. Now, do you know who owns the Wall Street Journal? The Murdoch family. Same people who own Fox News. Now, they did an editorial that says, Donald Trump's final days. Get this. If they want to impeach. If it is to send a message to future presidents that Congress will protect itself from populists of all ideological stripes willing to stir up a mob and threaten the Capitol or its members. You know, I listened to the entire speech of Trump. He did not call or incite any violence. They keep saying that over and over and over again, just like they always do, because if they say it enough, they think, well, that was true. Now, let's get this. He has cost the Republicans the House, the White House, and now the Senate. Now, Trump won the White House for the Republicans Party. No one else would have beat Hillary. No one. Where would we be as a country if that would have happened? He held the Senate for the Republican Party. He gained House members this last time. They won state House seats across this country. And as we know, that's important because we now know how each state messes with their national election laws. The Wall Street Journal, the business paper, formerly my favorite newspaper, actually can put that in an editorial. Then he says this. He has betrayed his loyal supporters by lying to them about the election. Really? Have you heard? I got to ask you this question. Have you heard or seen one non-political Trump supporter? I'm not talking about the cabinet members. I'm not talking about all the parasites who eat off him like a host. I'm talking about rank-and-file Trump supporters. Do you know one rank-and-file Trump supporter that's abandoning Trump? I haven't heard one. Haven't seen one. In fact, they're madder than hell. Now, this is great. He has to accept the basic bargain of democracy, which is accept the result, win or lose. You know what's left out of there? What if it's stolen? What if somebody's cheating? Do you know what the national media and everybody is basically signaling? It's okay to cheat. Too bad. The best cheater wins. Best cheater wins. I mean, it's almost like even if you know that this mail-in vote stuff was a bunch of malarkey, even though we know that they're not requiring voter ID security to vote, well, you just got to accept that. You got to accept that. Too bad. I got to tell a funny analogy. I'll tell a quick anecdote. Sorry for all the guys that I mentioned. This is hilarious. Frank Decker, Kevin Rendering, me, and Greg Burbrick used to play cards all the time, euchre, when we were seniors at Latin school in the senior lounge. And you know what was funny about it? Whoever cheated the best won. Because they were cheating, we were cheating, we were all cheating. We were 15-year-old euchre players signaling everything else. I used to joke all the time, well, whoever cheated the best won. Of course, that's 15 euchre playing good fun. Well, now it's national elections. Best cheater wins. Here's some more comments. We now have a country. This ought to scare the hell out of you. We now have a country that if you choose the left liberal side, you receive complete cover and protection from the media, tech, and corporate America. I got to keep saying this, folks. Everybody who's bashing Trump, everybody, do you all realize every one of those people are corporate slaves? If they don't do that, they lose their jobs. This is the way it used to be in the Soviet Union, in the Eastern Bloc of Europe. If you choose their side, you get that protection. It's hilarious. Compare. I want everyone to, we got to have some perspective and context, folks. With what has harmed this country more? What has harmed and put the United States at risk more? Nearly $30 trillion in debt. The shenanigans of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and Jim Biden with China. Our country allowing cyber attacks everywhere and anywhere. A coup against Trump the moment he was elected that lasted 4 years. Nobody gets prosecuted in D.C. or the swamp. No one. Compare that to some average Joes breaking into the Capitol. Imagine that. Imagine that. Are you kidding me? Put that in perspective. Put that in perspective. Hey, there's no... And Joe Biden calls what happened on Wednesday domestic terrorism. Did you hear Joe Biden say domestic terrorism any time over the past year? No. I am blown away, although I kind of like it. I'm blown away that there's so few people taking the position that I'm in because I can't be fired. See, there's so few of us, but I think it's kind of neat that, those of us that are able to speak out, we'll own this stage while everybody else does their phony stuff. Even Nikki Haley. See, they're all speaking at that RNC National Convention. Well, they're all jockeying 2024, trying to stomp on Donald Trump's grave. They are clueless. Trump's political career isn't over. How stupid is it? I like making fun of Congress. Congress, a bunch of morons. Congress is a joke. They've destroyed this freaking country with their debt, never solving a problem, screwing up health care, and they expect that we're all supposed. How silly do those Nimrods look, those jackwagons, that a average Joe mob walked into their house. They can't even protect their own house. And how about this? They all raised money off Trump. They all got enthusiasm from Trump. Kelly Loeffler and Perdue were willing to say anything to get Trump to come down to Georgia to get the Trump boost, didn't they? And then when they think, they all run from him. Politicians are a bunch of whores. What's a whore? They do stuff for money, right? Money. Something seedy for money. That's what politicians are. They're a bunch of whores. You know anything about politicians? They never have any vision to solve a problem. It's always reactionary. Always reactionary. I got to ask you this question. If there are not fair and honest elections, and half the country believes that there's not fair and honest elections, what are those people supposed to do? And God, by the way, folks, the court system in this country is just part of the swamp. Everybody who sits as a judge in the federal court system is just like all those members of Congress. They got the third branch of government, the judiciary, has its own swamp. Thomas Massey. Wasn't it a little while ago that old Thomas Massey, and I've supported him in the past. I don't dislike the guy. But isn't it funny that Thomas Massey, a little while ago, him and Todd McMurtry was fighting over who supported Trump the most? And now he blames Trump for everything, you know. It cracks me. Do you get the way these people are? They're all just a bunch of yuck jackwagons. And the other thing, journalists. Folks, I'm not going to name names. I have had, over my legal career and political career, countless interviews with news anchors, journalists, written journalists, TV journalists, reporters, over and over again. Sorry, I have never known a collective group of intellectually challenged people in my life. You can sit there with them and you're trying to explain them something about the legal process or political process, and it's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And you just like hope like hell that 15-second, 10-second, 5-second, 30-second spot, they don't screw it up. But folks, these people do not have economic degrees. They don't have law degrees. They don't have medical degrees. I mean, anybody can be a journalist. You could say, I'm a journalist, and you're a journalist. You don't get a license for a journalist. So it cracks me up how the journalists cover everything in this country every single day. Folks, our country is a cluster mess. You know what I really wanted to say. It's a cluster mess, a complete cluster mess. I mean, and what it is, it's all about the drive for power. It's all about the drive of control, and it ought to scare the living hell out of you. I can tell you right now, on behalf, they can paint all the gloom and doom they want. News to all of you, me and all the rest of Trump supporters, everything we believe in, everything we fight for, we ain't going away. We are not going away. If Trump wants to run for the presidency again, let him. If he doesn't, we'll see who takes up that banner. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.